All right, welcome back to Liquidity and Liquor. Today we're talking about what kind of businesses you can start in a recession, maybe how to start a business in a recession. Recession, obviously a topic that's on everyone's mind right now. And if there's entrepreneurs that are listening, and I think a fair amount of you are, you're wondering, do I wait? Do I go ahead? Do I start? What do I do? Is it going to suck? Am I going to go out of money? Should I quit my job? Whatever. So what do we do, Yosef?
You should definitely start a business.
Always start.
Don't complain. Just start. So I'll give you a classic example of Yahoo versus Google. So Google, many of you don't know this, but Google started in August 1998. And that's where they get the first check for $100,000. 2001 was the first crash. Well, for me, as someone that actually remembers crashes.
Can you imagine you wrote that check?
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be nice. If only I had that. At that time, I was in the army. So I had $100, maybe. Not really. So they started, but 2001 was the first crash. That was the dot-com crash. When I said the first crash was for someone my age that remember anything. So the dot-com crash, and in opposed to Yahoo, that at that time had so many employees, they stayed very lean in terms of number of employees as they grew. So they had a different ethos growing in as a company compared to someone else that started driving so many overheads and so on that didn't come out from every cycle the same way. Now, it took them all the way to today, so they kind of operate under profit consistently more and more and more. When you start in so right now, as you see it, there are a lot of companies that can work. It's not what industry would work. I say it's how you enter the business. There are plenty of companies that were not worried about profitability. They have to lay off so many good people. They're structured wrong. You come off, and if you hire anybody, you can hire a lot of good people now. Start everything in the right mindset, operate under profit, not under debt. Don't think that you can raise money, because you know you can't. It's not the time to raise money. You're going to come in, make sure that you're going to get the right structure and think of profitability, as everyone should, just regardless, right? And you're just in a much better position right now to start. Yes, people are buying less than what they bought before, but right now you sold nothing. So it's not like you're trying to meet the same sales that you had last year. You had no sales.
You had nothing.
Go make some sales of something. People still buy ice cream. They still buy luxury goods. They're still buying everything less than before.
They're still buying baby clothes.
There are plenty. There's still more. Have you seen We Crashed?
Yes, yeah.
When he started any kind of business under the sun, business,
what's
baby
funny?
business.
It's actually funny because he started any kind of business under the sun, but then when he grew WeWork, it was actually highly unprofitable.
Until the end, it was unprofitable. But that was the thing, right?
Yeah.
He was running it through a cycle where it was a momentum for over a decade that people just dumped money on businesses recklessly, not thinking we doesn't have any assets. So he's just renting. So in our case, this is the time for you, because now labor is cheaper because people are being laid off. You have good labor coming in. This is your opportunity. Make all the mistakes. Just make sure that you have the money to lose when you start the business and your vision is good. If it's not good, it doesn't matter what advice I'm going to give you. If you don't know how to operate a business, you're going to fail when it's good and when it's bad. But
and actually,
if you're good,
when you're not in a recession, you actually might burn more money and then your own money, investor money, but you'd still fail.
Exactly.
Eventually.
It's more attractive when people come and tell you, I'll give you some money. Don't worry about profit. Go, go, go. They're going to program you wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of go and do it the way you think you should do it. You should turn profit. All those idiots will come to you with cash and say, no, don't operate under profit, because then we're going to be multiples of EBITDA and blah, blah, blah. No, write it right. Do it right. This is the time to start a business.
I love that. Starting a business in a recession makes you such a good, strong, smart entrepreneur.
Exactly.
So you gotta, you can read the books like The Lean Startup by Eric Rice. Like, that's a great book. It teaches you to launch an MVP and iterate off that MVP with feedback from your customers. But the point is, all these tech companies that grew unprofitably You never want to be an entrepreneur like that. So when you have to figure it out, when you have to fight for every customer, when you have to retain every customer, when you have to market your product, when you have to reduce your cost of acquisition, when you have to do all this is just good business. But for some reason, somebody thinks it's like scrappy. It's not scrappy. It's not like you're building a hard business. This is just the way business should be built. But lazy people don't build businesses like this because they can raise money for cheaper than actually trying to figure out their customers and their product.
And then it's very hard to get out of that mindset. I'm using someone else's line. You can't. It's like a Kool-Aid, drinking the Kool-Aid. Once you're already operating under debt and you're used to get money.
It's worse than Kool-Aid. It's like crack.
None of your employees, there's no command. No one expects you eventually to go and start shifting gears and changing. Nobody likes changing the organization. So organization that was operating under debt is very hard because once you have to turn profitability, it becomes very toxic. People don't want to stay. People want to leave. People start questioning you. You questioning yourself as a founder. Everything looks dark and gloomy and it's raining every day. You don't want to be there. You need to start off right away. This is, if you look at when Machiavelli said a stingy king will be generous and a generous king will be stingy. Which means, if up until now, I was very, very generous all the time. I was always generous. I was operating under debt. I was raising millions. So I'll have snacks every day. I'll have everything, like all those gaming in our playroom. And you come into work, you can have free massage every day at the end of just like a Silicon Valley type. Now we're running into a point that we have to stop all this. Mm-hmm. So I can do the massage lady every day for everybody. I can do snacks. I don't have budget for this.
What does that do to your workforce?
Now you moved from always being generous to one time you couldn't do it, now you're stingy, just because that was their perspective, that was their perception, right? If I was always telling them, no, we just work and that's it. Once every 6 months, I'll buy a pizza for everybody, that's it. Once I throw the pizza, I was always stingy, but one time I give them the pizza. Now I'm generous. So it's a perception.
It is a perception. Yeah, it's very important. So when you hire, you're going to hire people that are scrappier. They're going to work harder. All of it's good. Exactly. All of it's good. And when you are wildly profitable and you want to do this shit, say eventually you do want to do massages.
Yeah, but don't do it when you're operating under debt.
Don't do it when you're operating under debt. So, long story short, a recession, regardless of whatever business you try and build, it's the best time to start a business because it'll make you a better entrepreneur.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, that's it for today. If you enjoyed, please subscribe on YouTube. If you enjoyed this podcast, you can download and listen to it wherever you get your podcasts or on liquidityandliquor.com.